So having said all this, let's look at how do you have some sort of a very formal and structured approach to do all this, to achieve all this. Okay. The first step is when an idea comes in. When an idea comes in from an associate in the company or from some inventor in the company who comes up with a great idea, no, you need to look at that idea. Okay. What is that idea? Is it really a great invention? Is it something that can go to the market directly? It's not necessary for a great business idea to be a patent subject matter. It may not be patentable. Okay. So it's important that what comes out from the people in the company to be filtered, to be matured, to be nurtured into a patentable idea or a sustainable business offering or something that you may have to look up as a different form of IP that needs a different type of protection. So if you look at an idea, is it an invention, is it novel? Then you probably get into maturing that idea to see if it's a patent subject matter. You mature that idea, you abstract it. Okay, the idea directly may not be patentable, so you may have to mine that idea, identify areas or abstract that idea to see if it can be a patent. Or if it is more of an originality in expression, it's more of a copyright subject matter. Okay. Or it could such be that it could be great innovation, not a subject matter for patent, but there is great business value in it. Just go and create an offering, create a solution for the customer. Okay. Go ahead and then sell it to the customer. You may want to keep it as a trade secret. Okay. Now this process will help an organization, will help an enterprise in achieving a balance. Okay. And the traditional approach of quality versus numbers can be changed to quality and numbers if you follow such a structured approach. We have been talking about quality versus numbers. Should we focus on quality or should we focus on numbers? It is not versus. You need both. This structured approach will ensure that the idea that is generated in a company achieves both numbers as well as quality. Okay. And then how do you do this? How do you achieve this? It's not only limited to that. There was the creation part of it. You have to go beyond that. After it's created, it's matured, then you have to go about protecting it. Then you will have to make sure that the company can make sufficient money out of it, directly or indirectly. Okay. It could earn direct revenues, or it could be a strategy to build a fence around the offering that the company has. Okay. It could be a policy that's dependent on the company, on the enterprise that decides that this is a policy that we want to take. Okay. We want to follow. Okay. So typically to achieve this, whatever I was telling you all about, you need to run some sort of a program in the company, okay, which will promote, okay, IP within the company. We all know that we have been talking a lot about IP as IP practitioners, we know about it, but we all know that in any organization there are always pockets of ignorance where people really don't know what is IP all about, how much focus they need to bring in. Okay. So you need to promote within the company awareness about IP, the importance of IP. And then once it's promoted, once that IP is identified, and then you need to make sure that it's adequately protected. Okay, the adequate form of protection needs to be given. And then once it's protected, you have to ensure that you're profiting from it. Profiting does not mean licensing it out, does not mean only licensing it out. It could be licensing, or it could be the basis for an offering that the company or services that the company offers. In some form or other, it should ensure that the company benefits from the investment made in promoting and protecting it. Okay. To do this, yes, you need to identify a set of programs that will do it. You have to identify a set of process that will ensure that this promotion, the protection and the profit and then monetizing that IP follows a certain defined process to have repeatability, to ensure that you achieve your objective. And then you need a portfolio of services. I'm talking about a portfolio of services, I'm not talking about a patent portfolio here. You need a portfolio of services within the company that you offer to the various inventors, the various stakeholders within the company as an IP group, as an IP initiating agency within a company, you need to offer them a set of services that will follow a certain processes to ensure that this objective of promote, protect, and profit is achieved. Okay? And once you run a program, you definitely need to monitor it and see where you are. Are you mature enough? First you define a set of process, define a set of services, okay, and define what the program is all about. Then you establish it across the large enterprise. You make sure that every aspect, every part of the organization is covered. It is not limited. Traditional thought process is that all this innovation, invention is limited to the R&D units. But no, in our experience, we have seen that there is a lot of potential from the other units of the company, whether it's administrative, whether it is support functions, whether it is delivery units, whatever. There's a lot of innovation that happens day in and day out. Okay, that needs to be mined, that needs to be identified, and then the program that you're running in your organization should cover all these. Okay, and then once you ensure that it's covering the entire enterprise, make sure that your program is optimized. You have systems in place to automate this process that you have within the company. You make sure that you excel in it, and obviously the next maturity level is pioneer. You become an industry pioneer in running this program. You want to advocate this program and then go around the ecosystem, go around the industry, promoting this concept of the program itself. And obviously when you want to do all this maturity check, you need to identify the roles, the activities, and the measures that you want to do for all this. Okay? Without monitoring, you can't define the maturity level, you can't run a successful program. Okay? A little bit more into this. I already talked about the capability of promote, protect, and profit, and the mapping to the services that I was talking about, portfolio services and the process that you need to have and the program. Each one of them you'll have to manage independently, and then you need to map them. Okay? What is the intersection between these services and the capabilities that you want? Okay? You identify them. This structured approach gives you that impetus, gives an organization to go beyond an R&D to create sustainable inventions, sustainable IP across the organization. Okay? Like, as an example, your stratified inventions, your primary IP, the primary patents that come in. Okay? To promote that, you need to have a set of services that will drive it within the company. Okay? And you need to have a process to make sure that there is an optimum timing between the idea generation and the final patent filing. I'm taking patent as an example. It's equally applicable to any type of IP. Okay? Then of course, the human capital, we'll have to look at the human capital, the competency, okay? The incentives that you give, they're all very important. You need to define each one of these factors, each one of these intersection points. Okay? We could go on and on, but this definitely gives you an overall picture of a very structured approach to running an IP program, okay, to ensure sustainability. A company can come up with a great invention, a great product, a great idea, okay, but is it really sustainable? You come up with it, you sell it to the market, it's a flash, then after that what do? Do you have something that promotes a series of inventions, a series of IP that comes in? Inventions meaning they are not the inventions, I'm not talking about a set of inventions that go to the market directly. You may offer a set of services based on the market demand, what the customer wants. But in meeting the customer requirements and exceeding the customer requirements in the offering to the customers, you may want to build in an IP, you may want to do things differently, which is going to differentiate your organization. As far as the customer is concerned, customer should be should have that not only satisfaction, he should go beyond satisfaction and say, oh, this is a company from whom I want to take the services. This is a company from whom I want to buy these products. And that comes in when you have a very structured approach. You will be able to harness an innovation. Innovation cannot, the general concept is that innovation cannot be harnessed. But if you have a structured approach, you can boost that innovation within a company and ensure that you have a series of thoughts, series of inventions or new approaches coming in within the company, which makes it sustainable. Okay. just to summarize what I've been talking about, a structured approach definitely identifies an IP policy. What do you want to do? What is your objective? Okay. Are you trying to build a fence? Are you going to plan and earn revenue from your IP? Have a policy based on that. Okay. An IP strategy drives an IP policy within the company. Okay. And then once it's clear, then structure an IP organization within your company that meets the strategy and the policy of the company. So again, one approach will not fit all. Each company should customize its IP organization. Okay, whether it's centralized or you're going to have it within your business units, it's again dependent on how the company operates. You could see one of the concepts that comes in is that the inventions, the IP that's generated is one type of IP for a company. Not necessarily in large enterprises offering a multitude of services across multiple domains. IP comes from across multiple domains, multiple areas. Okay, you will have different business clusters. You may have different business clusters within the company. Okay, you have to ensure that that IP is generated across multiple business clusters. You have to ensure that there is uniformity across them, uniformity to the extent possible. Okay, I'm not saying that it should all be flat, but wherever possible, the program should cover all business clusters and define your portfolio based on these business clusters. Don't look at the IP portfolio of the entire organization. You will have a huge number of patents, but have an approach where your portfolio is based on the specific business area of operation, the business offering. Okay, that will help you in providing the best possible differentiated solution to your customer. You will know what your landscape is, what are the white spaces. That helps you in that. Okay, and of course you have to be part of an ecosystem. It's not within the company. The ecosystem covers the rest of the organizations, not only the own organization, rest of the stakeholders in IP. It could be regulatory bodies, it could be facilitating bodies. Okay, it could be other companies, peer companies. So you need to create an ecosystem to understand and learn from the ecosystem what is the best possible approach. Okay. Yep, I'm done. That's way. Okay. And then of course you need to popularize it. Unless it's all about sharing. It's all about collaboration. Okay. So when you talk about an ecosystem, collaborate with the ecosystem. Okay. And cross leverage across the company. Whatever IP gets generated in one part of the company should be usable in the other part of the company. Okay. These are some of the thoughts that I wanted to share with you. Okay. Questions will take later.